Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, my friends. This is, of course, the one and the only, the MRC show that never ends. And we are here live, bringing you Monday night entertainment, of course, from the rather sunny, very quick street circuit of Azerbaijan. We are in Baku for round 5, Tier 2 action getting underway. People leaving the pits already, not wasting any time this evening, which is great to see. But before we do join people on track, it's an absolute pleasure to introduce the man alongside me this evening. It's been a long time. We've just been saying it's been a while since we've actually been together in the comms box.
Yes,
but
indeed.
It is Mr. Steve Jarman, Mr. Keir Soze. How are you, my friend? Good to have you. Good to see you. Good to speak to you again.
And yourself? I am very well, thank you. How are yourself? All right?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks, buddy. I think I've just about recovered from the weekend and got back to the grind today, and it's never easy, is it?
Yeah, but Mondays could do with being an extra Sunday.
I know. It could, yeah. I think or just a shorter working hours, I think, on a Monday, so people can just ease back into a week.
Yeah,
that would be quite nice, I think. You know, people have these four-day working weeks nowadays, and I think Monday should be one a little bit like that. Sunday hours on a Monday would do quite nicely, I think.
Start around 10, 11 o'clock, finish around sort of 2 or 3. That'd be a good start to the week.
I know I might have managed a couple of cups of coffee and a sandwich by then I'll be time to go home.
Oh dear. Right, who've we got? Who's at the head of the field here at the moment?
So I think it's Error Voice is about to be the first one starting his lap. Everybody out on track, apart from Sociopath, out on the soft compound tyres. Oh, Martin, good evening. He said it's an all dry evening, which you'd almost expect that a little bit from here in Azerbaijan, wouldn't you? It's very rare, I think, we get anything other than sun and maybe a little bit of cloud.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's been one occasion in my entire league history where I've raced here and it was wet. One occasion.
Yeah, I think I did as well. Like, I mean, I'm talking maybe 6-7 seasons ago now, probably for that.
Definitely a long time back.
Yeah, difficult circuit this one as well, isn't it? You know, there's a lot of 90-degree corners, easy to get the understeer, and an easy on throttle to try to get the drive out of them. That the rear can really go, can't it? And obviously these walls are ever present, and it's just a bit of a quicker Monaco, really, isn't it? And it is a tough track, this, isn't it?
It is. I mean, like you say, what we got, the first 3 or 4 corners are literally 90 degrees, and 2 of those are really heavy braking zones, easy to lock up as well. And obviously, if you do lock up around this track, like you say, you're in a runoff road where there's nowhere to turn, and it's going to cause you a lot of problems. Or you're in a wall, which again could be race over on this track.
Yeah, it could be. You're right there. And there's a few of these curbs that we're on, but we're sort of watching with Emma Voice in this last sector that the curbs are really awful, really ones you sort of want to miss, aren't they? There's a few that are sort of a bit flatter, and then there's a couple now that, you really can't touch them, can you?
No, really does unbalance the car in a big way. And like I say, a little bit of that round here, you've got no room to make mistakes really on this track.
No, exactly. And only the 2 DRS zones as well. And let's see what we're going to open the account with a 40.0. That's a really good lap. Really good opener, isn't it? I know. What does Colin do? 4 tenths behind. Alex is in middle sector. I think he may have slowed. Let's have a look. We've got 41 dead from Bergen. Let's have a look further down. Red Car Rambo. What can he do? Running very low on the fuel. And that's another one of the because there's a lot of this lap is full throttle, isn't it? And it's quite a thirsty track, this one. I mean, there is, of course, that ever-present risk of the safety car due to, as you mentioned, the walls as well that are there. And, it can be just a difficult one. It's a difficult race to plan out, I find, this one.
Yeah. And again, like you say, with the difficulty of it, I mean, it is very technical. That castle section, again, that's a place you can go through particularly quick. You can carry a lot of speed, but if you're an inch out of line going into that, then you're probably going to be in that I am stupid situation.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that is a very easy thing to do, isn't it? And
Yeah,
that is probably one of the hardest points of this track. I think there's a right-hander just before that as well. Before you go into the castle, I find that is the hardest one. It just seems to, it's a 90-degree angle, but that Armour Red's just gone through there now, and but it's such a difficult entry and one as well because it's so narrow the exit that it's a very, very difficult to get right, I find.
yeah. I think there's a few of those on this track for me, to be honest. It's I mean that first chicane turns, what is it, 5 and 6. I find that one really tricky to get the braking point right or even consistent there. And then the corners you've just said as well. And I think for me, was it 15 and 16? Coming through those, they're two
Yeah.
hard braking points again, and I find it very difficult to get traction down afterwards without, like you say, losing the back end momentarily, especially on the hard tyres.
Yeah, you're right about 15. We'll do an onboard lap in a moment as well with the driver, and we'll go through the corner numbers if any listeners are a little bit confused and not sure which ones we're talking about. We know. But yeah, you're right, that 15, a difficult braking point. It's sort of a blind entry, isn't it, that one? And again, that curb can, and even if you are brake yourself there, you either go straight onto that very small runoff or you are in a wall and it's an instant sort of safety car from there and can easily cause quite a bit of a pile-up. And this is the section that Rassam is coming up to right now, and that's the inside curve there, and then you're right down the hill. And this one I found in practice, I don't know if you found it or if anybody else has who was watching, to get the traction out of there you'd seem to spin quite easy as soon as you put any kind of throttle down. It's a strange one, and it's vital for this long run through 17, 18 through there's 20 corners on this track. To get that run towards the line, it's so important, otherwise you can lose a lot of time.
Yeah, I mean this main drag here is probably one of the longest, if not the longest, on the calendar.
Yeah, it's about a kilometre, a bit longer than that actually. I'm going to have a look actually. I'm sure I've got it in my notes somewhere.
I was doing a bit of practice last night, and like I say, the amount of speed or time I lost or gained down that straight after not getting that last turn in right, out of 16, sorry. It's a killer. It's an absolute killer. And like you say, it's like the tarmac round there is just, for some reason, like ice.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? But we've had a few Collins now into the 39s. He's done an extra couple of laps on those soft tyres, which is interesting. Did a cool down lap and then another fast lap. And that's going to be an interesting one of how you keep the tyres running around here and what strategies you tend to use, because, again, that ever-present safety car through the race, and this could really, people could be out of position, or you could do what Baby Hornet did in Monza last week and stayed out through the safety car periods. I mean, unfortunately, I caused one, but he stayed out until it was just a bit after the rain went, and really helped him massively when the next safety cars. Womax is retired. I'm not sure where that is actually. He might have done that in the pits, funny enough. But no, it's end of turn one, exit turn one again. Yeah, you can outbrake yourself there and just clip the wall, and yeah, another difficult one for that. So he's set a lap time.
Just on their Panzer's on a outlap.
That's a single track. See what single track does. He's on the mediums. He's doing a lap now. I think he took 2 laps to sort of warm it up, and he does a 41.8 on those mediums. So quite a bit of time to come, I think, for Martin. We've got G-Star. Of course, he's just allowed to do his outlap. He can't qualify being a Tier 1 driver. That's not fair. He gets his eye in now.
Getting that extra lap before the start of the race.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, But we're seeing Tier 2 this season been a very, very competitive tier. We've got the both V carbs up there at the moment in quali. Evervoice is saying he's got some time in practice, so he's hoping for some points. So fingers crossed for you. Everybody else, please do get involved. All 12 of you, hit the like button. Do get involved in the YouTube chat. We'd like to hear how your weekends have been. Are you nursing that Monday morning blues, or Womax actually forgot he had a quali ban. That's why he retired.
Oh, right, okay.
He did a lap and he actually totally forgot about that. So, okay, fair enough. So come on, join in. We'd love to have you and love to hear your thoughts if you can. And, who's that was sideways? That was Red Car Rambo. He's done that out of turn 2, actually. So he's done a bit of a Sainz and Perez, I think, through there. A little bit of wing damage for him. And that's on an outlap, I think, as well.
Horrible when it happens on the opening part of a lap, because you know then the rest of it is just is a goner. Yeah,
then you're just playing catch up, aren't you? All the rest of your laps. It is. It's horrible, isn't it?
You do that, and you over push, or you brake a bit later, or come out the corner a bit quicker, and then you normally have it happen to you again afterwards, trying to catch up. Well,
yeah, that's it.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, I know the feeling. And funny enough, this is an interesting bit. Carl is on an outlap, but he went very wide outside the exit of the castle section, and there is a solid white line there. There used to be a curb, like sort of a painted curb a few years ago and a few games ago, and now it's gone. But there's a solid white line, and that's actually the track limit, and I think that catches quite a few people out. That it's not as wide as you actually think it is.
Yeah, I think you I've just seen, Alex. I don't know if it went red before or after Alex went over it, but he's just gone around the same line, and it looks like all 4 wheels are off. It was a strange one for me, because when, again, practice last night, there's a certain way you can get around that, where it looks like you've crossed the line, and it lets you get away with it. But you try and replicate that the next time by pushing it, and you sort of do the same thing, it feels, and then, you get the track limits for it. It's a bit of a strange corner, that one.
It is a little bit, isn't it? Yeah, you can you feel like you are over, but you're actually sort of on the line, and you're right, it is a very, very difficult one. I find the exit of turn 2, where Carl's just gone through, quite difficult, because it's a 90 degree, very slow corner, but the DRS is right after you start and put the throttle on, so you're still sort of upshifting, getting a bit of wheel spin, then the wing opens, as you're still going through that phase of trying to keep the traction and get the car bedded down, and that can cause a few problems. I think Ryan may have had that issue early on. Panizza's popped it up into second. He's in the 39s now as well.
I thought we'd see some 39s. I mean, Colin's put in a blinder there. Sorry, Colin was the one that did a lap and then a cool down, then another fast lap on the same set, yeah?
Yeah, it was, yes. So that's an interesting way of doing things, that one. Yeah, it's quite interesting. And this one is a killer, because if you put your hot lap on too early, then you don't have much on the lap, and it uses the full amount of deployment for the lap, and you really can struggle with the regen around here. It's quite a difficult one to manage, the ERS, I found, around this track, because of the long straights and the traction zones that use it. Yeah, you've got the braking zones that can help regen, but it is still a difficult one.
Yeah, I mean, I must admit, when I'm doing the qualies, I normally rarely use the actual hot lap. I'm not. Oh, sorry, I was watching Colin, and just Colin McRae it round. I think it was turn 7. But yeah, I can't remember what I was saying now. That just threw me off. Colin just losing the back end.
Yeah, there's a lot of drivers use it, a lot of it on medium, and switch between the medium hot lap overtake quite a bit. And I mean, I wish I had that sort of toggle. I do have it set, but I can flick it too far, so I'm a bit unsure. I haven't sort of mastered that yet. I've sort of it's either all or nothing, I think, for me. And I think that it can be quicker around the sort of the fiddly sections to not have it on hot lap, because you're not going to see the big benefit that you can see on that you get from having it and toggling it that I had. So
yeah,
a few drivers sort of on extra warm-ups at the moment. There's not really anybody on a hot lap. Let's have a look. Who is on? I was
following Colin, but like I say, he's had a few moments, so I think he's probably going to do a second fast run. I've sort of feeling how much time we've got left.
Already only 3 minutes left. I mean, this session's disappeared so quickly.
Colin's coming in. He's not going to bother. I mean, he's got a good few tenths on the second place there at the moment, so.
Yeah, 10.5 from Doris, and then we've got Pizza Man and Ever Voice on hot laps. Where are they? So Pizza is there. So that's Ever Voice. Pizza Man behind. So let's do an onboard lap with Fabian Scholten and see how he gets on. So he's using none in terms of this, because you will get up to your top speed easily down this start-finish straight. You don't necessarily need to gear it up too much, but the DRS is going to be open, and it is. He's just using a little bit of the tyre warm-up. I think he might be doing 2 laps, actually. with that one. He's still on none, so we'll back that one off. He absolutely played me for a fool. Who is next at our pizza? We got Airways. He's done. This is not going well at all, is it? Where's the boss man? Boss man's coming up to finish a lap. 8/10 up on his previous time, which was done on the medium, so this could see him around the reaches of the top 10. Let's have a look as he's coming to cross the line. Deployment has been used. That's going to hamper him, but a 40.7 does put him into 11th place, and that's exactly what we said about that, really, wasn't it? Right, let's have a look. So, Pizza Man is using his hot lap. He is using some of that battery now down the start, finish straight. And we're doing an onboard lap with the man in the Mercedes. Oh, Colin's back out as well. This could be an interesting end to quali. But into turn... It is a bit, wasn't it? Yeah, into turn 1, late braking, about the 100 metre board, uses that exit curve rather nicely as well. Late braking just about the 70 into the... Uses a lot of that inside curve. That ride height, lovely. Looks very nice. Second DRS zone on the run from 2, 2, 3... Keeps it to the right-hand side, late braking, use it about the 100 metre board into, he uses third gear, a little bit of a lock-up, but all okay through there. Turn 4, another very, very difficult one. Keeps away from the inside curve and up the short run, the difficult run to turn 5. And then the very tight turn 6, difficult little section, nails it very, very well. Sam's not had a good one, Rassam out of the session. Another very difficult one into turn 7. Use that inside curve, but the car just wants to keep on going straight on, and then into the beautiful old castle section. Threads the needle through 9, 8, 9, 10, 11, and there is 12. Doesn't run too wide. Oh, a little bit of a wiggle as well as he puts the power down through 12. There's turn 13, flat out. Turn 14, there it goes. And then we've got the hard, difficult braking for turn 15. Easy to understeer into the wall. No such problem. Still on the ragged edge. Pizza at this moment in time. Is he up on his lap time? He's quarter of a second up. And he exits turn 16. That's turn 17 to gear yourself up to make 18 and 19 as straight as possible to keep the main speed up. And then we've got the little kink of turn 20. There it was. You blink and you miss it. And he's got a little bit of a distance. So this could help him along to the end of the lap. And what can the pizza man do? He goes into second. 39.7. 2 hundredths off Colin's previous time. Good lap, but really on the rugged edge. And that shows the difficulty. He took turn 2 a lot differently. And quite liked it, to be fair, of how he took it.
I was going to say, you met that ride height's obviously giving him a bit of a hand over those curbs as well.
Oh, Fabian, he jumped the curb a little bit in 15 and it really sent the car almost round. Oh, that was really unlucky. So that's qualifying done for him as the checkered flag is out. Who's on a lap? I think Bergen might be on a lap. He is currently in 8th. Monsters put it up into 9th currently. And I think
he's on another one as well, but I don't think he's up. I think he's half a tenth down on himself at the moment.
Easy to gain that though, isn't it? Just a little bit of extra caution to the wind on the throttle, and you can easily get that, can't you? Especially now the track's going to be at its best when it was earlier. Oh, Bergen went, wow. So you're right, Bergen went wide through 12, and it didn't invalidate him, so it's kept him going. As he comes to the end, takes that very gingerly through 15. What's he done through the middle sector? 10th and a half up. So it's good to see him up, maybe potentially getting ahead of Loppy as it stands. Using the last of his battery to get to his top speed as soon as he possibly can. The DRS is going to be wide open, no such luck for a tow for Bergen. He's going to cross the line on a 40.1. He has jumped Loppy.
That's interesting as well. I was looking at the top speeds of people, and Bergen's got an extra 10k on what Colin had coming over the line.
Doris has put it on pole.
Oh, excellent.
Right at the death, his teammate. Wow. By a 10th of a second beats Colin. He's the last man over the line. Talk about saving it to last. Wow. I think Colin probably thought he had it done.
Yeah, I would have thought so. He had a good 2 attempts at the time, but yeah, that's just vanished.
Yeah, certainly has. Yeah, really good lap from Doris. But now, of course, the 5-minute interval that drivers can have a bit of a cool down. I think after that, your eyes are on stocks on here, aren't they? So it is important to have that cool down. But a quick rundown, it is Doris on pole position with Colin alongside him. Panizza in third with Freddie in fourth. Airvoice fifth. Airways and then Bergen sixth and seventh. Loppy and Monster and Redcar Rambo round up the top 10. Then we have Armour Red, Single Track, Alex Edric, Rassam Bit, Womax, who will back off and leave people through because of his quali ban. Smith, G-Star, Nick BT, and Sociopath as well. Martin's saying he's actually struggling to get his deployment right a little bit. And I wonder if he's using that hot lap out of 16. And we saw in one of the runs to the line that it had hit deployment used, and a lot of people weren't using it.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting one.
With this track, I think you've got to use that hot lap as you're coming out of the last turns, or out of, 19? Deploy the hot lap then, but then as you've gone round turn 1, I'd go straight back down to medium and then just use the ERS separately for little spurts out of each corner, and then you've got the hot lap and a bit of ERS left usually for the end again, so as you can blast it down the straight. But the difference in some people's top speeds over the start-finish line in that was quite interesting. I think maximum was about 12k between the slowest and the fastest over the line.
That's huge, isn't it? Especially if you're going to get a tour and during the race, that can potentially, leave you a sitting duck, or just mean that you're easy. You've got more weapons there to defend with as well. I mean, the DRS, it's that long down here. I think it's worth about, I'm going to say 7/10, something like that difference. I think if you're behind somebody, it's worth a huge, huge amount. So yeah, it's going to be one that I think this is the first time we've been here in MRC since, in this generation, and where the safety car comes out in the second lap. I think it's going to really throw a bit of a mix, because the desperation to break that toy is going to be so vital. Yeah. And because, as well, the DRS is in the first sector through, of course, the start finish, as we talked about, and then from 2 to 3. If you are out of it, and you do find yourself out of it, because of, as you mentioned, and you were saying about the braking zones and the traction zones being difficult at times, the little mistakes, if you're, let's say, a second and a half pushing hard behind somebody, and they just make that little mistake, can really, really pay it's quite harmful, really, can't it? Just the slightest little twitch, slightest little lock up, taking too much curb, maybe through turn 15, for example. And a lot of people, I found in one of my setups that I used to have, that through the castle sections, you come through the middle part, I think it's turn 10, the rear would just go around on me. No throttle. The rear would just decide didn't want to be where I wanted it to be, and it wanted to lead, and it was a difficult one. So,
I have that issue out of the last part. It must be turn 11, I think, coming round before the tricky left-hander of 12, but turn 11, because you're coming up through that castle section so quick, you've got to make quite a tight right-hander, and that usually unbalances me enough that, 50% of the time last night in practice, the back end was going round there.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, turn 11. Yeah, sorry, I got the turn. Yeah, turn 11. Yeah, I forgot the sort of 3 in 1 in that corner. Isn't it?
It's a crazy amount. Isn't it?
It is, isn't it? I'd love to know what constitutes a corner in some tracks, because some are little dinks in the road that suddenly constitute a corner, and some there's sort of, you wouldn't think they are, and it's
Well, was it what's the track? Imola. Turn 1 at Imola's just the start-finish straight, essentially. That's a bit of an odd one.
Yeah, there's a little drink as well, isn't there, just before the line, and that's a corner, I think, as well. And it's a strange, isn't it? Monster's happy with qualifying, so good to know. So fingers crossed your set was feeling good for the race, as well as people now just... Yeah, turn 2 Austria. Monster's right. Yeah, turn 2 Austria up the hill.
Oh, God.
That's before the break zone. Yeah, that's a corner, apparently, and I don't understand how. But it is. It's another one. Yeah, you're going up and heavy braking into 3, and you think, no, that's just 2. Yeah. Exactly.
I suppose that this track here, what is it, turn 20?
Yeah.
Coming onto the straight. I mean, that's barely even a kink in the road, let alone a turn.
Exactly. It is. So this is going to be an interesting one to see, I think, what what strategies people are going for. You know, would you try to use a medium or the hard tyres even? Are we going to see the hards at all? Maybe in early safety car, people swapping for maybe soft tyres to do along on the hards, and or are we going to see vice versa and start? I mean, it's going to be a very, very difficult one, I think, to call, and of what, you know, it's going to be interesting to see what tyres people have left from qualifying as well.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when I was practicing the other night again, I found that the tyre wear around here is really good. You can get so much out of them, but they can overheat at the same time, which is a strange combination. But if
Yeah.
you went a set of hards on this track, you could probably do a good 20 laps, 21 laps, and then just finish fast on a set of softs for 5 or 6 laps at the end.
Yeah, I found as well that the rears seemed to, because of the heavy traction, the rears were the ones that took a lot of the brunt. And you're right about the heat. Yeah, it's a difficult one, isn't it, to play that balance throughout. And you're right, yeah, but it depends on the delta. I think, you know, the delta's big. I mean, Martin, we saw, had an 8, nearly 9 tenths as we're about to go on the formation lap. We'll have a look at the tyres.
Let's see what we got.
Let's have a quick look, see what people are on. So there's a bit of a swift. Only Womax is on the hard tyres. He will lean over at the start at a safe spot and let everyone go past because he forgot his quality band. That's fair enough. That's absolutely no problem. But a bit of a mix. We've got Friddy, Erevoice, Bergner, the leaders on the softs. Then Smith, G-Star, Nick on the softs. Everybody else on the medium tyres. So that's an interesting one.
Make my choice for the race later a bit more complicated now.
Yeah, it is me a little bit as well. I have absolutely no idea. I'm just not exactly the kind that's on tyres in general, so I never have a clue.
No, well, I'm pretty much like yourself there. I tend to go through tyres like there's nobody's business. I don't understand it, but they just go on me like most tracks I've raced so far this season. I think I've used hards and mediums only because that's the only thing I'm confident will get me to the end.
Yeah, I think I've done a medium soft, and I can't remember which track it was. I really can't remember now. But yeah, I tend, and especially in the first stint with the heavy fuel, wherever my strategy is, I barely make it to it. I do struggle, so. And this is going to be one of those formation laps. Look, you know, they're not really wasting time and really sort of pushing on a little bit, trying to get the heat into the tyres. And that is going to be vitally important, especially when it comes down to turn one and those traction zones. They're going to be very, very difficult. So everybody in the chat, all 12 of you, good evening. Hit the like button again if you haven't. Pop your predictions. Are we going to see a safety car in what lap? And who do you think for either a win or podiums? Put your predictions in and you win absolutely no prizes whatsoever. You win a shout out, that's what you win.
Now, am I right in saying is Vixen had to leave recently? He's had to step down?
I think he has, due to other commitments. I think it was a work commitment.
Yeah.
His time's changed, I think. So did Rosa Sky. Due to work as well.
Dixon was in the lead by half a point to Colin.
Wow.
So I've got to say then it's currently Colin, Nick BT and Doris.
So that's interesting because we've got Doris who can't park. So he's been disqualified. So he's a little bit further back. Now Colin obviously lined up alongside Nick BT in 19th, also can't park. We're going to have to ride on board with Colin in second because the camera angle was absolutely miles away. And now, folks, as the game decides, it's going to get ready minutia to the safety car turn one. Wow. So 3, 4, 5 red lights and 26 laps from Baku. We go racing. Good start from Doris. Really got the jump there as Colin got a little bit bogged down, but he's going to be safe into turn one. It's side by side. Oh, a little bit of contact with the other RB with Benita, but everyone seems to be going through. Nick's had a big collision with Carl. Not sure who. There's Benito and Friddy still side by side. There they are. A little bit of wheel banging. I think that's just because of the trap. Bergen's had a good start as well. Sociopath up 5. Nick up 3. Carl is also with him. I'm not sure what happened further back, if there's any damage to either of them. Hopefully not.
There might be something with Nick. I'm not 100%. I can't make it out at the moment, but he's definitely lost a few more places there.
Let's have a look with the Aston Martin. Yeah, that was just a cloud of smoke, so I have no idea. I think that's Rassam. It was Rassam. Went straight on, and that's another difficult braking zone. If someone's inside, Womack says let people go, so he's okay. I wonder if he did it quite early, and it caught a few people out. That's the only thing I can think of. But everybody sort of nose to tail through this first lap. Of course, now we've got the V-carbs in second and third. All within a second. Benita's struggling a little bit to keep up with them at this moment in time. But this is now where it all comes down to... Ooh, there are a few people tapping the wall. I think that might have been Colin, actually.
Pushing it.
Through 15 he is. Oh, Doris has gone very wide through 16. Is that going to hamper him? I bet he's using... No, he's actually not using a bit of his overtake, fully enough. But of course, there's no DRS. This is just going to purely be slipstream. This is going to be top speed. This is going to be battery usage. And here comes Colin. Closing. But I think they've reached VMAX. And I tell you what, he got to within 2/10, and that was it. That's all she wrote.
And there was no battery usage by Doris down that straight there.
No, exactly. No, there wasn't. So that's an interesting one. Again, you mentioned about the difference in top speeds and how important that's going to be. And that could really... Doris didn't know that he wasn't using his battery. Doris doesn't know what Colin's done. Colin doesn't know what Doris has done. But that's going to be an interesting one for the next few, well, for the rest of this run. Oh, that was a lot of understeer as well from Doris as he clipped the wall. And he's still got his wing, but now this is allowing Colin to have a look on the outside. I think he's got the move done. He has. But now we've got Friddy trying to get involved. Is Friddy going to go through as well? He's on the inside. This is the only bit you thought can go to it wide. And Friddy's got it. So we've got a V-car 1-2. Look, this further back. Bergen's having a look at Panizza. Can't quite, not in there. That's a difficult place to get the move done, but he's looking interested. Loppy's dropped off the back by quite a distance, actually. Top 5, nose to tail, and big changes now for the lead.
Yeah, maybe Loppy's just hanging back, seeing all that happen ahead, getting a bit nervous.
Yeah, but he's dropping too far back. He's not even going to get any kind of slipstream, is he? And he's got down to 16th behind him. So yeah, this is, of course, now DRS is going to be enabled. What are the V-carbs going to do? Are they going to work as a team? Is Friddy going to help Colin get away? What's Dorsey's going to be back on the charge? He's right under the rear wing of Friddy, but the rear wings are going to open. Wow, this is going to be very close. Colin's got a decent gap at this moment in time. There's the rear wings open. Friddy's actually saving his harvesting energy, and that's cost him because... We've got Doris going around the outside into turn 1. Where's Friddy? There he is on the inside. Is the room left just about? Good racing, very clean racing, but Doris has got it done on the outside. How did he do that?
Pretty good move with those tyres, I've got to say.
That is fantastic move, absolutely. And Friddy trying to have a look back, but not close enough into turn 3. Wow. Around the outside of turn 1, what a move that is.
That was pretty good. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, very much so. Bergen, yeah, sitting on the back of this. Our voice has got past Loppy as well now. There's a few changes further back. Oh, I think that's Womax. Womax it is. Let's have a look. What's he do? Oh, he went straight on into turn 3. He's had to turn the car around. But Colin, interestingly, through this middle sector, on board with him. Looks quite nice, the front end actually. Looks quite pointy and doing what he wants it to do, but he's actually pulled out over a second gap to Doris now.
It's broken the DRS.
That's going to be an interesting one. Now, that's crucial to do that on lap 3 already, and we've said, of course, that it's difficult now. I mean, well, it's difficult to get back into it, but if you get a good middle sector, you know, you could really bring yourself back. Everybody said closed at just under 2 seconds. That's just opened up a little bit now with everyone using their own slipstreams as well. But what can Friddy do? Got 6, 10, 7 tenths. Doris, but not quite close enough actually. Oh, but I tell you what, he's under a bit of pressure. Pete Samoa's having a little bit of a look. Friddy just about gets the car stopped into turn 1. Peter was just sniffing around a little bit, so we've got further down. Let's have a look at some of the battles further down the other. Wow, I've just come to a big battle. The train behind Emma Voice. And wow, we've got Monsters just dropped off the back a little bit. Single tracks in there. Teammates just further up in 9th.
Yeah, I think Red Card has got a move done on the airways down the start finish straight, and I think it's only going to be the next lap. Single track's going to follow suit, I think.
Yeah, I know Ryan likes his street circuit as well, doesn't he? So I think he could be one round here to keep an eye on with his beautiful Senna livery on his helmet.
I was writing this in the chat earlier on. There's all sorts of stuff available, but you have to play some of the single player modes, which I don't seem to ever do on these games.
Yeah, there was a Senna career thing. I got a Lando Norris tribute. Maybe I just didn't do very good. I didn't do well enough. Apparently there's a Lewis Hamilton one now, because Airways is actually using the Lando Norris helmet by the looks of it. I think there's a Lewis Hamilton one either coming or arrived, or I'm not sure.
Oh no, yeah, I saw something in the chat about that as well, the patch.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah, I'll have a look later.
Yeah, I mean, I turned it on and there wasn't anything there, so I don't know if it'll just load up maybe tomorrow or something, I'm not sure.
No.
It'll be interesting to do. I'll definitely have a bit of that.
I was just looking at the gap again, but probably on Doris. Doris got real close, like you said, through second sector, broke the DRS, but then before they came out of turn 17-18, Colin had pulled over a second again.
Oh, look at that Airways and Red Car Rambo, very, very close quarters. Ryan going around the outside, just enough room left. But he cut the corner off from Airways. Airways couldn't get round and had to give the place back to Ryan. Good defence from there. But yeah, Peter's got past Friddy as well, into third. I think Bergen, you're right about Bergen. You know, he's just sitting there. That gap's opened up actually to Loppy because of this train battling round, which is allowing Monster to sort of keep there. Who was that that's gone straight on the single track?
No.
It's the... Oh, and he tapped the wall as well. Hopefully that didn't give him too much wing damage, because that's going to really hurt round here if he did. Has he got much wing damage? Yes, he is missing part of his front wing. Oh, now, I don't know if he got caught up.
I don't know if that happened earlier on or not, because he was quite close to everybody ahead, and then before they came into that last right-hander, he was about a second behind.
Oh, right, I missed that bit.
So
I thought he was looking at everyone else.
Had maybe a moment before that moment.
Yeah, possibly. I'm not sure, but desperately unlucky for the boss man. I wonder what happened to Nick. I wonder if Nick's had a pit stop. Let's have a quick look. He has had a pit stop. He's on to the mediums. Nick, I think, started on the softs, so only on lap 5. Starting on lap 6, so... Didn't last very long, those. I wonder if he had a moment as well and has had to pit.
Yeah, we were talking earlier on. I mean, the tyre wear's pretty good round here, but...
Oh, Friddy's in the pits.
Early.
Friddy in the pits. Let's have a look at the tyre, because he was on the soft. Don't get Bergen's on the soft as well, so see what Friddy goes on to. Royce is pitted on the soft tyres as well, so, you know, maybe he's on the hards.
Yeah.
So... Maybe, as you know, you said, about 6-7 laps, and maybe with the hard fuel, the high fuel, and it's just they're not able to do much about it now, because Bergen's really dropped off the back of this lead trio as it is now. He's now 2.7 back, and that's a huge game. Maybe those softs have just given up the ghost, especially on traction. You're just not going to be able to pull away now.
Yeah, it's a bit of an odd one, because we were talking, and the hard tyres just... I mean, I must have done 20 laps around here the other night on a set of hards, and I think my maximum wear was about 15% on the rears.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, it was crazy. I've never... Like I say, I shred tyres, it was top for me.
I think you have to sort of double that, don't you, for the 50% race, or what it is, so talk 30%. But that's still still can't go wrong with that, can you, at all?
Quite happy with that.
I know, absolutely. So DRS detection, I'm just looking at these gaps with the top 3. And the DRS detection is sort of around that little kink of turn 20. So there's turn 18, there's turn 19 with the helicopter shot. Turn 20 is there. That was a little faint line. before, I don't know what that was, that you actually get it. So Panizza got a really, really good run and watching a fantastic helicopter shot, and it just disappeared as he's not quite close enough, but getting huge chunks down the start finish straight on Doris. Bergen's not pitted yet. He's decided to just stick it out a little bit longer. It's going to be interesting then because of the softs going about the 5 laps of how long the mediums will go. Pizza has now got past Doris into turn 3. But yeah, see how long they go, because that's, you know, again, we've mentioned with the heavy fuel. And there was a 1-stop and potential 2-stop strategies if you had 2 sets of mediums, and but then use a set of hards as well. Always medium to hard. So it's going to be an interesting one, I think, of see what people can do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised, like you say. I mean, what we got, Smith's due in probably any time. I'm quite surprised to see single track. On that was very strange.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? But again, oh, who was that? That's a Haas. That's Ryan. Oh, through turn 7. Damage to his front wing, but no safety car, so he's got away with it in that respect. But that's desperate for him, and he's got Loppy behind him. There he is. He's just pulling out the way because, yeah, he's got a lot of front wing damage there in the Haas, so he's going to have to pit. But actually doing that, I like that about Ryan. He didn't he knows he's got a lot of damage. The car already felt horrible, and he's a proper gentleman racer. If you like him or not, I do. I've got a lot of time for him. But just a gentleman racer, you know, he didn't actually try to hold anybody up there. Loppy was no point. He just moved out the way. He's trying to just get through the fast section here. And he's got Bit underneath him. And Bit, I wonder if Bit just went a little bit early there. Did he get the DRS bit? He didn't. But everyone behind him did.
Alex
and a bit of slipstream because look at Armour Red's going. Armour Red's going to do 2 McLarens in 1 straight. He's having a look on the inside. Where is he? There he is. Nearly. Ooh.
How you make it out of that then, and that was a brave move.
That really was, wasn't it? But that was Rassam on the comeback trail. Wow, is he going to have a look into turn 3? Not quite close enough this time round.
Cheeky little show of his nose in the rearview mirror there.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It is good to see, isn't it? It's good fun, isn't it? Well, it's not. It doesn't have to put me off. I'm not going to lie with the rearview mirror. To be fair, Collins pulled the gap to 2 seconds now to Doris and Panizza. Bergen's keeping those soft tyres alive as well, which is interesting. Ryan's gone on the hard, so he's going to hopefully do what you say and go to the end now. But a bit of a field spread because of different pit stops, and yeah, it's going to be an interesting field spread. I think this is going to be one that, because of a few mistakes as well, and people getting caught up, and you know those little battles that we see, the field spread's quite a lot bigger than we normally see, especially at this point. Berger now 7 seconds off the back of his teammate. But that's very unusual.
It's fairly spread out, but it's also nice not to see just a DRS track.
Well, that's it. Yeah, good point.
This year on this game, it seemed to breed a bit of a train.
Yeah, but look at this. This is Rassam this time round. Has got the move done way before the start-finish line. Blooming heck, he's gone. Wow, that's gone. Friddy's on the comeback trail, of course. Friddy's gone through on Alex Edric. What a good move that was, because I think Alex had DRS as well. So Friddy, he's on the hard tyres. He's made his pit stop. So he went very, very early. He was on the softs. He was in 3rd, I think it was, when he pitted.
And now it's obviously one of those things at the end of the race, but...
Yeah. True, there's a few movements up. What's this? Airways Sociopath. Side by side through, well, 5 and 6. How on earth did they manage that through 5 and 6? Oh, there's a little bit of tap. Was Airways? Did he get any wing damage? We'll have to have a look. There might have been a little bit. Looks okay, though, the front of that Williams. Yeah. Oh, Sociopath getting very squibbly. Tell you what, this is a heck of an opening stint from Sociopath. He was right at the back of the grid.
Let's have a look at the position change. Where is
Oh, look at that. Position change. Yeah, he's up 15 places from the back of the grid.
That's not a bad effort, is it?
That's ridiculous. And a lot of people that he's passed haven't pitted either. You guys, like you say, pit stops in a different strategy. This is pure pace.
Yeah, that's pretty quick.
It is, isn't it? Wow. Have a look. Rassam and Bit both up 5. G-Star up 5 as well. A lot of people are down because Bergen has now cried and he's gone, and Airways has pitted as well on his medium. So he's the first of the medium tyre runners, I believe, to pit. Or one of.
Either he's burnt through his or Bergen's soft slot way longer than they should have done, because that's odd for them to go in at the same time.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Surely got to last a bit longer.
Yeah, Bit's also pitted, and he's normally alright on his tyres. He's gone to the hards, he's had enough, so he's normally okay with them as well. I'm surprised that you said there, but 9-10 laps, well, started lap 10 now, but yeah, 9th lap, and we've got people pitting. Like you said, I think the people who pitted a bit earlier, Error Voice, for example, Friddy, what are they going to be like towards the end? Because that is going to be a good 20 laps on those tyres. And yeah, that's going to be one to see how they hold up. It's interesting to see how the mediums are still holding up. I mean, it's not hampering Doris at the minute. Up the right, up the back. Oh, Benito's gone a little bit deep and hit the wall at 15. Has he got wing damage? We're going to have a quick look on board. Didn't look like it from the end plate. I think he got away with it. Might have hit it with the tyres.
It looks all right.
But it'll have really worried him, and it'll have given Doris a little bit of an impetus, I think, now, and a little bit of encouragement, because he won't know either. But I tell you what, Peter's very quick still in a straight line. Is Peter pitting? Peter's pitted.
Off he goes.
So that releases Doris after Colin. 2 seconds still that gap. Sociopath on his own. Monster's having a good first stint as well. He's up to 5th, just playing the long game, the patient game. And Loppy and his teammate not far behind. Friddy's on a charge, but no one's in DRS up. Benitez gone on the hard tyres. Monster's now decided to pit as well.
Yeah, we got an incident.
Oh yes, set to 2, and everyone's going. So who is it further down the order? It's not single track. I'm not sure who that was. I think it was Smith. I think it's Smith, and there's there an end plate missing? Yeah, there's an end plate missing on his car. Yeah. So this is going to be interesting because Beats pitted and he's come back out in 4th. Such are the gaps that Colin, in theory, there was a 2-second gap. Peter's closing a lot on Sociopath at the moment on his fresh hard tyres. It only take a good lap or, well, 2 laps, maybe 3 to heat up. I didn't realise how short a pit stop this is. You're talking about a 17-second pit stop.
Okay, that's interesting. I was just going to ask you if you knew how long the pit was, but
I'm just trying to sort of work it out now, and Colin could potentially get out ahead of Sociopath, I think. If he pit now, I don't know if he will. It depends on the type of track. We've got the lovely helicopter shot once again. He is pitting, so the leader's coming into pit because Peter is really closing. There he is on the back, but they're going through turns 18, turns 19. I wonder, as the top 2 have both pitted, is it going to be enough? Are they moving yet? They are. No, they're not. So, is it enough? Sociopath past. Where is it? There is Peter the man. There he is.
In the pit.
But Colin's going through the pit exit. There he is. On the pit exit, he's back out in front, but the gaps are closed by a good second and a half. So that's interesting. Yeah, it's about a 17, 18 second pit stop. Wow. So that changes a few things. Because Doris is now, there he is in the background, having pitted that 1 lap later. Peter's really got the jump on Doris. Rassam's probably going to pit soon, but he's shown some great pace so far. Friddy brings him back into it a little bit, but he pitted very, very early, didn't he? He's 6 laps on those hard tyres. Bergen back on the mediums, so he's going to be looking at probably a 2 stop then. But he wears, that's take a long time, didn't he, on his he took a long time on his softs, so maybe if he's maybe looking at maybe making those mediums last, it'd be hard work to do another 14 laps on them.
Yeah, he's skating around all over the place the last few laps of the race.
Right. Yeah, well, Mr. Hardy's in the group chats. Good evening. Look forward to hearing you coming up soon with our good friend Mr. Monster. He's currently in 12th. He's pitted. He's out ahead of Carl. That'll be an interesting battle. We've got the encyclopedic knowledge of MRC doing battle in 12th and 13th.
Just looking at pizza and...
Oh, you're getting a bit crackly there, man. I'm not sure what happened to your microphone.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, look at that.
Just...
Into turn one. Good move. Clean move.
I was just saying before I cracked up that he closed that second gap, or half of it, before they even got. So maybe having those tyres one lap used as opposed to Collins, just giving them that little edge.
Yeah, potentially, yeah. That's very true, especially if you got them up to temperature. So Rassam's pitted now. He's going to come out. Oh, there's an Alpine of Armour Red. That's going to be very, very close on pit exit. Armour's going to have the overspeed. Is he going to make it through with the Red Bull? There it is. There's Armour on the outside. Armour's got wing damage as well. Yes, Armour got the wing damage. Yes, he does. He's missing an M plate. I think he's missing both M plates, actually. He is. I've actually seen this before, and this is an interesting one. Oh, is he locked up? And I think he's gone straight on. He did.
That was a big lock-up.
That was huge. Huge lock-up, yeah.
I think he may have just damaged his rear wing with the reverse.
Oh, heck.
Oh.
I think that sounds like yes, he did.
Yeah. It's, two big hard reverses there, unfortunately.
Yeah, once that's damaged, that's just... It is game over, unfortunately, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, I think it's definitely game over.
Oh, not good.
He was having to make it round corners at the moment.
Yeah, he's only just come out the pits airways. So yeah, Armour's done a few laps on the hards before that, and yeah, it was a difficult one. He's having some good pace early on. I didn't even get a chance to jinx him. Oh. What happened to single track? He's had a moment as well, dropped a few places. Oh, he's lost it out of the castle section. Is he missing part of his wing? Yep, he's got damage again as well. So, well, he's done 7 laps on the soft tyres. He's got his teammate behind him trying to move out the way, which he does. But yeah, that's 7 laps on those softs. We saw people struggling after 5.
Yeah.
So I think it's time.
Slightly different fuel load, I guess. Maybe he's got another couple out of it, but.
Yeah, potentially, but I think it's about time. But tell you what, Nick's there with his teammate. Andrew's decided he's not opening his rear wing. Don't know if he actually got the DRS, but his teammate's coming. But he's going to have to be careful because we got a red car Rambo flying through in a Haas on the inside of Monster. Has he made the move done? He did. He's got the better grip. Done a few more laps on the hard tyres, but he knows where the grip is. Oh, Monster, careful, lad. That's okay. Just about got the car stopped.
Almost made it back to the pits.
Hopefully he keeps going. Single track's now gone for the hard. He's got 12 laps remaining, but has he used the mediums? I think did he start on the soft single track? I'm not actually sure. I'm not sure what he used actually. I can't remember. No, I think he started mediums, but I know he used one in qualifying, so maybe that's why he's using the hard tyres now to go to the end. But they'll feel okay. We've seen and are seeing a lot of people. Oh, first penalty is for Alex on lap 14. I was about to mention actually he's been pretty good with track limit warnings today. We're doing all right, and he beat me to it.
Everyone's been pretty clean as well. None of that long yellow lights at the top of the track, which is nice.
It is, isn't it? They just seem to be, as we mentioned, or you mentioned it especially, that, you know, we mentioned at the top, as the top two really having a ding-dong battle, and we will come back to them in a little bit, but we've got the 2 Red Bulls, nose to tail as well. I love when we go on board around the final sector, we just get a lovely long on-board helicopter shot. Who is that? That's single track, I think, again. It is not having fun at all.
No, you literally took the words out of my mouth there. He's really not having a fun time with it this evening.
No, difficult one for him.
Oh
man.
Yeah, that's a shame.
It is, isn't it? Hopefully he hasn't got too much damage. As Airways is in 16, he's on the fresh mediums. He's put a 42.5 in. Good lap time. But I tell you what, let's go back to the front, because even though we've neglected them for a little while, let's get rid of these tyres. A bit more racing on track. We've got the top three nose to tail once again. Oh, Peter got a big slide as we go aboard with him, and now he's side by side with Doris through 13, through 14. Doris had to give way. I didn't even know that was possible. Wow.
Brave move, that one as well.
Just a little bit. But, yeah, he's now right on the back of Colin, so he must have used a little bit of battery potentially just to defend from Doris, but that's now allowed him to get very close to Colin in the lead. This one is not over by a very long shot. He's trying to get the move done. He's just behind, I think, where the DRS detection line is, and he's already made the move. Wow. This is definitely the top speed, and he got the DRS. The single track has retired from the session in the pits. Not a good one for Martin, unfortunately, this evening. But that was interesting. Pizza got through turn 20, but got the DRS. Colin stuck under his rear wing for the slipstream, which prevented Doris using his DRS to overtake.
Yeah. It's the unfortunate thing about being at the back there, isn't it, really? But you got to imagine we got, 10 laps to go. These three are no doubt going to swap positions a few more times. It's going to be tactical now, isn't it? Who swaps before the last lap?
Yeah, absolutely, you're right. It's going to be a tactical, as you say, for the usage when they try and make an overtake. Are they going to push hard and try and overtake each other? Maybe use each other to help and pull each other along. They've got a good 8.7 gap to Friddy in fourth, but they're all looking... Ooh, that was very snaky. I think Peterman hit the wall as well a little bit there.
Yeah, I think Doris did as well, a little tap with the rear left.
Yeah, it did look it, so... But they've done about very similar laps, I think 3, 4 and 6 laps each, or respectively on the hard tyres, so they should be okay. So it's unusual that they're having that, but I wonder if they're just pushing that little bit hard, you know. And
I was going to say, they look like they're all on quali laps at the moment.
They're really pushing hard as Armour again sets and... it was Airways, it's Armour this time, so he can't have too much wing damage. If not, it's made his car lighter.
Less downforce.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So Martin said he was getting some control, like some of the corners. It wasn't doing what he started to do. Basically, he didn't turn when he turned. It was turning afterwards. I tell you what, I got a weird one. I think I was just doing a... Benitez gone straight on into turn one. I broke himself.
No. Oh, that's a shame.
Oh, wow. And, I mean, I hate it because I'm going to have to say it, but did he hit the magic button?
Oh, I didn't see that. I flicked to it after I heard you.
Oh, yeah.
Scream out.
He has. He dropped to 2 seconds back from these two. But if these two battle, we just saw the gaps really close very quickly. So I think he might be able to get back on the trail of these guys. We can tell how quick he was in the middle sector. So once he's calmed those tyres and brakes down a little bit, he should be okay. Oh, yeah, Martin said it started after his last pit stop. So... yeah, it's a strange one. I said I had a weird glitch the other day where I would turn my wheel and it would turn maybe 2% on full lock. Very weird. No idea what happened or why it was doing it. But yeah, I got one of those briefly the other day, and if it does that tonight, then I'm just going straight on out the pits. I'm not going to lie, because I just can't turn. So I think it must have been Time Trial that did it, actually. Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, we were chatting about this earlier on. I think Martin's got the same wheelbase as myself. And,
yeah, we've got the I think he's still got the DD Pro. I think he's got. I think.
Right. But yeah, the update was supposed to alleviate this glitching thing that we're noticing. But as we discussed, like I say, I had a mild disconnect on it last night in the practice session. Fortunately, going down a straight, so.
Oof.
Didn't cause me too much of a problem, but if that happens during the race and I'm trying to turn around turn 1 to 4, then I'm basically stuck between a rock and a hard place. That race will be over.
Yeah, I've had it once before as well. I can't remember where it was now. And it did, but it didn't take over. And I think it was, I'm going to say something like turn 1 at Spain. And just as I hit the brakes, I was about to hit the brakes, my wheel disconnected, so my car just decided, nope, I'm not going to do anything, and just freewheel straight forward, straight on.
Oh, no.
And just, yeah, it was a strange one. Big, strange one.
I remember the first time it ever happened to me in a game was a couple of seasons back, and it was a 100% race at Brazil.
Oof.
And we got to about 3 or 4 laps from the end, and I can't remember what the turning was, but it's the probably 3 or 4 turnings before the end of the circuit. And I came around there, and the wheel just switched off, the screen went blank, and when I pressed to reconnect everything, I then saw the car drive straight into a wall.
Oh no!
And, yeah, that was particularly harsh. I think I might well have thrown a paddy that night and lost it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I think I would have done the same. Yeah, I think the toys, and I'd have borrowed some of Connor's bottles and thrown them absolutely through there. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't have been in a good place with that one. Absolutely not.
Right, here we go. Doris is going to retake the lead now, I think.
Let's go back up to those 2, because you're right, this is happening once again. Doris goes to the outside line, and Colin just moves back over to take a second. And there's a few gaps. I'm just sort of cycling through the field at this moment in time. G-Star's having a good race, which this is not in any way disrespectful to Ben in any way, shape or form, but for you and I, that's not ideal. We don't need him to have a good... Or maybe we do. Maybe we don't want him to have a bad race, because then you'll be seeing red and trying to make amends. But I think he has to do 3 pit stops, including one before the end. But that's part of the higher tier rules. To help get the people on in the points who should be. But yeah, he's having a really good race. He's got his very good friend Floppy Loppy behind him. And then we've got a good gap to Bit, who's got Red Car Rambo for company. They'll be in a party as well together, so that'll be an interesting bit of conversation, I'm sure.
Airways just got the move done on Maudster down the straight as well, so going to be looking to try and chase down Red Car now, I think.
Yeah, and Monster just needs to stick with him on this one. Hard tyres haven't really worked for Monster. He's had a good pace early on, but on the mediums and the hards, just not really clicking. And I think it's one of those tyres, the hards, that are very temperamental. Some people do like them. Some people just can't get the feel for them. As Rumax is retired, where's that? It's in the pits, damn it. Oh, I thought we were going to have a bit of excitement then. But to be fair, we've had... I'm not going to jinx it, but we've done quite well. It's also going to be interesting, because we mentioned this in qualifying, about how heavy this track is on fuel. And it's currently a green flag race. How long is that going to be sustainable? And
who's gone to the wire with it, because I'm normally not that brave. I normally put myself a little bit extra in just to make sure.
Yeah, I used to underfuel years back in games gone past. Now I don't, because I had one and I was on for the win. I was leading out the exit, and this is the lead's changed. Well, Doris is back with him. Tony Pinito is going to catch up. Ryan is going to go through on bit. But I tell you what, Airways, you said he's going to close the gap, and he has done. What's happened to Doris? Because he's got wing damage.
Right end plate, yeah.
Oh, a lot of half his wing's gone. Oh my goodness me, the pole sitter. The pole sitter as well.
Yeah, that's a real shame.
It is 6 laps from the end. It is. I wonder what happened. I saw Peter go past and I was watching the other guys, but yeah, that is absolutely heartbreak for Doris, because he was... I thought he had a little bit over Colin and Pete, so I thought he may have been able to eke the win out there, and that's just heartbreak for him. So Colin back at the front though.
Corners all right though.
Yeah, it's not turning too bad apart from that one. Well. Oh, G-Star's got 3 seconds. That's interesting. But yeah, he is. Apart from going wide there, he is a bit, isn't he? And
yeah, up until that moment, was pretty wide, but I was quite surprised by that.
Yeah, I think he should come out. I'm trying to do some maths here. Around Error Voice, just maybe behind Error Voice, potentially. Actually, not a bit long, is he? Wow.
Yeah, he's opted not to pit. He's just gonna. He's probably thinking, I've got 5 or 6 laps to go.
Yeah, he's got
turn 1, okay, so.
Yeah, he's got 3.5 to Friddy, and then a good gap to Berg and his teammate as well. So maybe hoping if he could just keep within, even lose a second or so a lap, less than a second if he can do that, then he's still going to get that third place. But yeah, I'm thinking Fuel's going to play in later on, and we've got the yellow flag. I think that's Smith. Oh no, it's not. It's Armour Red coming out of the castle section.
Yeah.
Has he got any damage? No, he doesn't. He's got full front wing on that Alpine, luckily.
Looks alright.
Not a good, unfortunate race for the Alpines this evening. Currently no points for the Astons and the McLarens as well. So we've got quite a mix. What have you seen?
Sorry, Armour's just spun out of what turn is that? It's got to be
16.
16.
Yeah, we've got the leaders coming up as well. They're coming into.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, Martin. The tyre, there was supposed to be a fix on that little update for the tyre smoke. To be honest, I think it's worse. I think the bits we've just been seeing. Someone locked up earlier. I think we were looking. I think it was Martin. Funnily enough, we were trying to see if there's any damage on a front wing. Couldn't see a thing. Couldn't see half of his car. And then we've seen there was bits in qualifying. I don't know if you noticed. There was really dark smoke actually as well. So I'm not really sure what it was about.
I was going to say that there was like dark particles in it, which I've not seen before. I don't know if it's just because I'm on the replay or spectating or whatever, but yeah, it was definitely I wouldn't call that a fix.
Yeah, I know. You might say it's like driving through Victoria and Bradford.
Oh dear.
I tell you what, interestingly,
Pizza's all over Colin at the moment.
Yeah, let's stick with this one. I was going to have a look through. Rassam is on the back of G-Star as well. That's going to be an interesting battle. Airways and Redcar having a ding-dong as well. But I'm looking back at this gap with Friddy, and okay, I mean, I've now done it because it was sitting about 3.5, and they went to 3.7 for about 2 laps since Doris got his penalty. It's still now about the 3-second mark, just under now, in 2 laps. And this is going to be interesting. Of course, once you get that DRS, the difference it makes is huge. Yeah. But it's an interesting one that it's not closed as quickly as I thought it might do. And I wonder if let's have a quick look at those tyres again. There it is. But, well, Friddy. Oh, Peter! Oh, my goodness, that's Colin! Was that a reset to track? I think he may have reset to track. It suddenly glitched and put him straight forward. That's a strange one, unless it just jumped.
Yeah, I saw something in the background there. That was a bit odd.
Yeah, Peter's got damage to the end plate of his front wing, and I think Collins actually, well, doesn't. I don't know. Wow. So, okay. That's a strange one.
Yep.
Very, very strange. But Peter's got damage. I thought it was Peter that hit. I don't know. I wonder if he got a tap. And Colin went sideways into the wall potentially, and Benitez got the damage. I don't know.
No, it's a bit of a strange one. I like to say, I was just flicking the camera through, and I saw something in the background, and it looked glitchy. Or...
I was actually looking. I mean, this is a tire swap. Wow, that's. I thought we were playing Minecraft with that smoke on there. Then
I was just about to say that's the worst smoke. I thought it was the stream for a minute, and then I looked at my TV, and I'm like, no, it is little squares of cloud.
Oh, Martin said it was a reset.
Fantastic.
He's rewound it. Yeah, Martin's had a look. So that'll be in the stewards. I'm sure there's another cloud of smoke. That is definitely not better. That's lasting a lot longer than it used to. That's ridiculous. I don't know.
Spice up the racing. You can't see where you're going into a corner if you're following a car.
I know. I mean, there's a lot of people who don't use the ABS go no assist. I mean, I use it, so I have absolutely no clue where I'm going now. And round here, most people in Tier 1 don't have ABS. I'm just one of the very few, I think, that is a bit chicken. And I am. And I'm not going to say any different. I am. Because I haven't got the time to learn it and improve. And, you know, I'm okay. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, it's all good. Different strokes, different folks. Whatever you're comfortable driving is what you should be driving. Absolutely,
yeah. I won my championships with ABS. I'm fine with it. In the tier that allowed it, so it's okay. Come on, folks, only 6 likes. Come on, and we want to hit double figures in the next 3 laps. It seems to be ebbing down, but tell you what, Sociopath back on the surge. Bergen's done well with those mediums. We said, is he going to be able to take them to the end? And 13 laps he's done on them. He's under a bit of pressure, though, from Sociopath, who's having an incredible race from the back of the grid.
It's pretty impressive. So we were talking about this earlier on. Where are we? The positions gained. Still, even with losing one, you got 14 from the start of the race, which is ridiculous. Crazy.
Absolutely. It is, isn't it? Really, really great from him. But now, the other kick. G-Star's there. I think G-Star maybe got a kick there. I know he's got a pit again. I don't know how many pit stops he's actually had. Let's have a quick look. He's had his 2, so he will be serving his 3rd one. Only 3 people with penalties: G-Star, Alex, and Smith. But Rassam and Evervoice having a good little battle as well. Rassam's had a really good race. Evervoice didn't really have the open stint that he wanted. And he's still on for points, so he'll still take that, which is what he said earlier on. It's what he wanted, so he's still got 2 more laps to go after this one. But Rassam's having a very, very strong race, which is really good to see. One of our nearest, of course.
Yeah, it's only a couple of races in so far, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's his second, I want to say. Second or third? Something like that, yeah.
Something like that, yeah. But yeah, got some good pace.
Yeah, he has.
Racing in the Extreme as well. And doing pretty good there as well. So, good addition.
Yeah. Well, I said the gap between Friddy and Doris was sort of hovering around 3 seconds. It's not. It is now 1.4 seconds. So Friddy potentially smelling a podium. Of course, all these results, once they cross the line, are provisional before stewards' inquiries. But, I mean, the top 4, some of the battles they had, Bergen as well in the early stages. Why is... Doris was ghosted for a little bit around there, and I'm not sure why. That was a strange one. Yeah, maybe. But he's okay now, unless he'd hit the pause button accidentally. But, those top 4, I mean, it's been unfortunate that we've seen the damage that we've seen for Doris. And that's the way it's actually generally the way the pit stops, I think, worked out. And, we said about the way that people can use the tyres. G-Star's done his mandatory 3rd pit stop.
I can't believe Doris is still holding that position with pretty much half a right front wing.
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it, what he's managing to do at the moment? Yeah, really fantastic.
That was me. I would have been in the wall probably about 3 turns after my wing came off.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do his pace. Absolutely not. I totally agree with that one. Evening, everybody. There's 18 of you. There was 20 a second ago. I don't know what happened to you. 17, we're going back down. What's happening? Come on, hit the like button. Get involved. We'd love to see it. We're still on 6. Come on, folks. It takes you 10 seconds to do. If you're on the phone, you can drop down the chat and then hit the tick and then click on chat and it pops back up again and you can get involved. Who's your drive of the day, folks? Who are you supporting this evening? Are you looking forward to the Tier 1 boys in approximately half an hour's time as well? Where Steve and I will suddenly sweat it out. But I tell you what, Friddy's got the DRS this time round as the start of the last lap. And Friddy gets through. Heartbreak for Doris. Oh, just about got the car stopped. Blimmin' heck.
Get a Rizzler paper between the wheel and the wall on that turn in there.
Just a bit, you really did. Doris has got the DRS as well, but is he going to be quick enough? Is he going to have a look? He's going to have a look at the test. So he's not quite. I tell you what, Friddy's closing in on his teammate as well. But Panita, I wonder if Collins had a moment somewhere. Has he got more wing damage? We can't really see.
Gap is huge now.
It is. Oh yeah, he's got front end plate damage to that V-carb, trying to limp home. Oh, look at that in the background, wow.
We were saying earlier on about the practice where I sort of lost concentration.
Friddy had a big slide out of turn 7. Wow, that was
the last few laps where your brain's getting a bit fried.
It is a little bit, isn't it, where it's critical. Just you want to bring it home and save some of those tyres and not do that, and then you don't want to lose the speed as well. But I tell you what, the man in the Mercedes as we're going to have to come back to that battle in a minute, but Peter goes round 18 and 19. There's the little kink of turn 20, which is a very strange corner indeed. But Peter has kept his cool. And he has taken victory. Great race from him by 10 seconds from Colin, who may be under pressure before the line. Has he got enough? He's trying to weave and he's going to be second. No, he doesn't. But then Friddy as well. He's going to lead home a podium for the V-Cabs. Doris Halfrick, he is in fourth as well. Then we've got the other Kick Sauber in fifth. So great result for V-Cab and Kick this evening. Sociopath, what a race from him in sixth over the line. Rassam in seventh, another fantastic race. Our Voice is going to come home with the points he wanted. Maybe not as many as he wanted, but still good points nonetheless. Floppy Loppy is going to come across the line in ninth with a lap car behind. That was Smith. Airways across the line with the final point scoring position in 10th. Bit is going to cross the line in 11th. Ryan in 12th. And then G-Star Monster. Well, Monster gets it within the 3 seconds from G-Star. He's in 13th. G-Star in 14th. Alex, quiet race from him. And he will cross the line in 15th. Ugoni's in the chat. Good evening, Damiano. He was actually supporting Panizza today. He's happy with that one. Alex has let Nick go through, so Nick in 15th, Alex will be 16th, and Smith a lap down.
Wow.
That was a good race. I mean, quietened a little points, but we had some good racing in that one. I enjoyed that.
Yep, not a single safety car.
Yeah.
I can say that now because it's finished.
Yeah, we can use that. Exactly. We can. Yeah, that was, not even a virtual, so very, very well done from all the Tier 2 boys there. That was incredible. Very, very good racing this evening as the Mercedes man climbs the top step of the podium. And there's one Italian winner. And I'm sure Johnny's going to be looking to join him as well later on this evening. That just scares the rest of us.
Yeah.
But there we have it, folks, and let's have a look. We've seen some of the podium. There we go. So, provisional results. Panizza takes the victory from Colin ahead of his teammate Friddy in third. Then Doris ahead of his teammate Bergen in fourth and fifth. Then Sociopath, Rassam as well in seventh. Evervoice, Loppy and Airways round at the top 10. Then we have Bit, Redcar, Rambo, Monster, G-Star, Nick BT and Alex Edric. And Smith was a lap down. Armour Red, the DNF, unfortunate for him. Womax as well, and Single Track with the DNF as well. I'm sort of going to ask your driver of the day, but I think we're probably going to go with the game, aren't we, really, with that one?
Yeah, I think it's easy said, Sociopath for me.
Yeah, I think you're right with that one. I mean, fantastic race from the Ferrari man coming from the back of the grid. Rassam as well, and we mentioned from 14th as well. So fantastic race from those two boys. Well, fuck, that's all that's really left. We've got to quickly dash because we've got to get ourselves sorted for our racing very soon. So, Steve, absolute pleasure as always. It's been great to join it again with you. It's been a while, my friend, and really good fun. So thank you for joining me.
No, it's been a pleasure, and I look forward to seeing you on track shortly.
Yep, that's too, me too. And thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for taking part. And we will see you in, about 25 minutes' time, where Mr. Mond and Mr. Hardy will take us through Tier 1 action. Thanks, everybody, and good night.